Are you ready? All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It's 7:24. If I could have everybody stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're gonna do roll call. When I say your name, please say if you're here for the recorded versions of this. Ken Roman. Here. Gordy Anderson. Here. Janice Olson.
Here.
Matt Bosrick is here. Mary Beth Tillmans.
Here.
Paul Ellers.
Here.
Jesse Casino.
Jesse is here.
Everybody is here. Minutes of the previous board meeting.
I move we accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll second. The motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the previous board meeting. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, say aye. There's no opposed. The clerk's report.
All right, everything is well, nothing new has come up. I did receive from Chippewa Valley Bank, they're looking to know if we have any change in our board, which we do not. So in our minutes, I will be stating that there were no changes were made to our signers per the election results.
Okay, thank you. The treasurer's report.
I'll move that we accept the treasurer's report. I'll second that motion.
The motion has been made and seconded to approve the treasurer's report. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say aye. There is no opposed. Board comments?
Yes. 3 comments. One, I'd like to thank the town crew for the job they've done on the roads. We had a meeting over at town of Bayfield and took the back roads going over and coming back after that big rainstorm, and we look like super highways compared to what the other townships are going through, so hats off to those guys. And also notice that the grass has been cut already at the recycle center and up and around the town garage, so it's starting to look nice around here, so appreciate that. Planning Commission. 3 of us went over and attended the Bayfield County presentation for zoning. There is a zoning change coming effective date January 1st, 2028, where the township would be given, or the village, or whoever's requested 90 days to basically follow a requirement to approve a land or zoning change. That's based on the need for housing. The other thing that has come up is right now we have hardly anything going on with the planning commission. We're in a consensus feel like we're stealing 5 man hours per month. And, alternate solutions is, we schedule a meeting. If we have nothing, post a cancellation to the following month, save the man hours. Stagger it, month after month, every other month meet, bring in, so we get more time in, 10 hours instead of 5. Right now, we've got one person fully employed as a paramedic. We've got to bounce around his schedule. We've got one person fully employed by the nurse fishery and balance around her schedule. Plus, we have one volunteer that works 3-4 different volunteer jobs, whether it's planting signs or art crawls or gardening or everything else. So I'm just up for we've already scheduled a meeting, but if anybody has any solutions that we have something gainfully done. In the last month, we've got one inquiry, and this was from the architect, wasn't even the landowner, but the architect is out of Ashland, and she's doing all the preliminary work. hasn't got approval from the property owner, but it's gonna be a house on Romans Point. And she's already gone through and had Nelson surveyors go through and, measure out all the easements, the land shore, all that. And it's now down to the point where, she said, what can I do next? I said, go to Beaufort County, get a, address sign put up. And I told her about, the driveway requirements, make sure you follow that. But, that's all we have on our plate right now. So if you have any comments, suggestions, I'm welcome, to hear them.
What's the current status on Northwest Planning? I mean,
We're nothing. We got the zoning coming up. Bayfield County sounds optimistic. I believe, if I heard it right, the 15th of May, they would have some type of preliminary report out. The meeting we went to, I felt was very rushed. They planned 2 events in one day. And, first 15, 20 minutes, we were tied up trying to get projectors working. And there was a lot of people there. I was amazed at how many people showed up for that meeting. I don't know if you've ever been in the town of Bayfield's conference room or meeting area, but it was almost max capacity. And people are interested, they want to know. And, there's a lot of things going on out there, and it was a good chance to ask people, town of Russell, did you ever get your cell tower up? Nope. So there's a lot of things that happen in other townships that will probably happen, our situations too. So that part was worth it. It's just a networking, but, you all have your slides in your inbox. I mailed them this afternoon before I came here. So you can go through the presentation. So, but that's all I've got.
One thing you could bring to the commission is, the Harbor Commission went down to quarterly meetings
Okay.
and then with, special meetings whenever necessary. So, because you could call a meeting whenever you need to, but that's probably, that's up to you guys as commissioners to decide, but
That actually,
something to think about.
I think that sounds much better. That way we'd be able to bank our man hours too, so we can do like a work day versus, a 1 hour, review the minutes and, discuss what you did, and it's like, boom, your hour's up, let's go. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. We have a June meeting schedule, we'll bring that for consideration. Yeah, I do appreciate that.
Any other board comments? Do you have any correspondence? Committee reports? Yes.
Parks and Lands, Doug Becker's on vacation this week. We had a busy meeting last week and touched on a lot of spring things. There was a lot going on. But the 2 biggest things were the Marina Breakwall. There's some quite severe cracking going on out on the breakwall, and Dave McCullough brought in some photos he'd taken with his drone, and those photos those images along with some other information was given to Tillman's to submit to the Corps Engineers. So that's in process. The other big thing was the well and the flooding that takes place around the Swenson Pavilion. And Matt, I know, met with Plummer over the well issues there. You want to give any update to that, Matt?
As far as the overflow, which is causing the flooding around the flowing well, we have a plan in place, but we can't cut off that well, so working on it is, you're gonna get wet. So we're waiting for it to warm up a little bit, so we can do that. But basically, we're not pipe all the overflow water out to the lake. Lake Shore.
Okay, thank you. And the other thing, we're still working, Doug Becker met, Matt met with Atlas Engineering in Ashland, and they're going to submit a proposal on what they think needs to be done down by the pavilion to rid ourselves of that water accumulation issue that we've had for years. And we're not committed to anything. This is just a proposal, and it doesn't, not going to incur any expense to the town at this point. So, but it's an ongoing thing, and it's being worked on and being addressed. So, yeah, that was the big things. Otherwise, it was just kind of routine things that need to be taken care of in the spring. So. That's about it.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me, Matt.
Yes.
I probably have a board comment. So we have the charge account at Menards, and all the stuff has been ordered, the trusses, the posts, and that should be starting to arrive next week. So we'll be able to start getting that cover for the Liberty pretty soon. We had a little pickup with Menards, and so then the contractor started a different job, but he's committed, he's gonna get us in. So we'll probably start that in the next 2 weeks. So we'll need a little bit of help from the town to remove the posts that are there and the ropes that there, and to dig some holes and stuff like that. But we'll try to give everybody enough, a couple days warning, and we're gonna start that work. But that's coming up, it's exciting. So that's where the save the boats are.
All right, thank you. Any other committee reports? Sanitary district, do you have anything?
Yeah, really, nothing's changed that since the last time I spoke with you. So, we're still working with the DNR, and I have a plan, but I'm not going to share it because it may be a little controversial.
All right, thank you. Public comment period? Do you have any public comments? Yes.
I have just a couple of things. The CBA wanted me to announce and talk about the Lupin Festival that is being scheduled or is already scheduled for June 13th. It's just a Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we really are hoping to promote people in participating in garage sales this year. Kind of a citywide garage sale. Iron River, I believe, is also doing it this year, and usually that's a benefit, because people get in their car and they decide they're gonna drive around the garage sale for the day. So if anybody wants to do that, there's a lot of details on, I printed out 3 or 4 of these. There's details on how to sign up. It's $10 for a table or a booth or whatever you wanna do in town or at your own house. But for that $10, you'll get put on a map that will be distributed widely. And I've already seen this on Facebook, so I think it's out there, but there's some of us that would prefer paper copies. So I'll just put those there. The other thing is, 2 other things. Let's see if I can remember now. Oh, one of them is that the garden club the garden group has already met, and we have our nice little neat committees to do that. And so we're doing our first work day on May 27th, and got some new ideas for the garden and get forth on that. But this has really been great to have some new volunteers and some new energy coming in. And the final thing is that Art Crawl is scheduled for September 13th and 14th, and I would like people to kind of get that on their calendar too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt? I'm sorry. We should probably talk about Corny cleanup this Saturday at 8 o'clock. Meet here. We'll probably get everybody divided into different sections of the town, and then I think we're gonna head down to the fish shed afterwards. Does that sound right? That's 8 a.m. Meet here, right?
Yeah, that's the plan, but I'm not gonna be around, and Pauline will be gone too, so. But yeah, that's the plan.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Any other public comments? All right, getting into old business. We have the payment with QR code at the boat launch in Cisco Campground. Gordy, do you wanna?
We've been looking, well, I'll just introduce it. That was one thing we discussed at the Parks and Lands meeting too, using the QR code app that we used for the parking during the ice cave. We could utilize that to pay for the campsites at the campground, Cisco Lake Campground, and also at the boat launch out there. And it would be a very streamlined way of, and I think we'd probably be able to catch a lot of people that maybe aren't paying, and we'll just make it a lot easier for them to make a donation or pay their campground fees. So with that, maybe we'll just turn it over to Whitney and
Thanks, yeah, and so you have a packet of papers there, and the last 2 pages are examples of what those QR code sign, payment signs for the boat launch, Cisco Campground look like. They're active codes that are right now, they're hooked up to the town account, so if you did want to test them out, it would pull up with the pricing, and it asks for all of the information that's included on the cash slips that are at the locations right now. And yeah, it's hooked up to the town account, Stripe account that we use for the ice caves on the back end. Each code is linked to a specific item, so the monthly reporting, you can pull and see, you know, what money matched to each location, you know, where you're seeing the most coming in. And yeah, any questions on that part?
It works slick at the ice caves, that's for sure.
yeah. I think so.
Did you want me to jump into the recycling center?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, cool. So the recycling center, that's the first couple pages of those packets. So basically, we have an app with an interface that Tasha or whoever the recycling center attendant would have downloaded on their device, and as long as it's hooked up to Bluetooth, it can accept card payments. And so when somebody comes to drop off at the recycling center, say they have 1 large bag, 1 small bag of trash, the attendant there has a menu, they would, you know, select what it is that's being dropped off, the prices associated with it, and it would take them to a checkout page. They can select cash or card. If card, it's again hooked up to that town account. And when they select card to check out, they're brought, a payment screen pops up on the device, and they just have to tap their card and the payment goes through. And yeah, what am I forgetting? It's pretty slick. We showed Tasha, she's very excited of the possibility of having that there. Oh, the one thing with the cash, if you're tracking it with that app does, for their reporting around the cash items that are tracked, it's $6 a month, or I think discounted is $54 a year, to pull the reporting around the cash transactions. But the card transactions, it's all the payment processor reporting. Janice, what I showed you, met with you on, it all flows into that one account. So all the card transactions are all tracked in one place.
Good questions?
Yeah, Whitney, without having used it, what payment options do you have? I mean, as far as credit cards, Apple Pay, PayPal, whatever?
It is, you can use a credit card, any credit card. We can do check. I don't know if they take checks or not, but we can take a check. And it would put it as a part where you can put your check number. And also you can do a split payment if you want to do some cash, some credit card. I don't know about the Apple Pay, to be honest with you. I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry, testing it out right now.
And I can limit some of those too. Like if you didn't want to take checks, I can make it disappear. So it's whatever the town is accepting.
Yeah, we can look into the app, because I know Stripe takes all of like the Apple Pay, if people are hooked up with Link, WhatsApp, things like that. Stripe supports all that. Just we'll have to check into the interface, this app that we're using that initiates the charges to make sure that they they play nice together.
When I built the app and put all of the information in, I went in just to find out all the different ones, so you can see, there'll be a button, and I can show anybody, how to operate it, but like you could, like, one small garbage bags, 2 large garbage bags, you can add it all up and then charge them right at the end. But it'll collect all of that data too, that's important to the town for the future. I would think so. That's the nice part, so.
What's the cost for us for the setup and stuff, to implement? Say we were gonna do everything you just explained, what would the cost be, and or do you have a breakdown to separate the two?
So in the initial proposal that I sent over for the recycling center, that was just the recycling center. The setup, I believe, was $575, and that includes an hour of configuration, sitting down, making sure we have all the items and pricing set up correctly for Tasha, and you can walk her through how to use it. And then there's the payment processor fee that was the same for the ice caves. I think it was 2.99%, 30-cent flat fee, and then with the app with the interface, it's an additional 1% fee on top of that, and then our flat 50 cents per transaction.
Just for the credit cards.
And that's for the recycling center. Yeah, for the signs, it depends how many you want made, laminated, things like that, because we have to factor in the cost of materials and the time. And so that's something that we can get to you when we know what the requirements are.
Sure, but was there any other setup fees for that part of it?
No.
Okay.
That's the
Sorry
same,
about that.
that's the same setup as what we had for
Yeah.
Ashland, yeah. Yeah, recycle center is more involved.
Does the board have any more questions?
Can I ask these guys a question?
Well, no, but in a second I will let you. Yes.
So I think I would like to see the board decide whether to add a service fee to each transmission or transaction, or will the town cover those fees of every transaction? So that should be added.
I think they're gonna be added on, right?
Well, they're added on.
The transaction fees only apply to the card. I don't know
Right.
if that makes a difference, but yeah, I understand you have to determine where,
Because it wasn't on the ice caves,
right.
so it
But that
wouldn't,
was, that was a one-off type situation. Now
Right.
you have set pricing, so yeah, you have to.
Add that.
Having to
Yeah,
look
we'll
at
add
that,
that
yeah.
on.
add that onto all,
Well, the people who pay cash, they won't have to pay the service charge, but if they use their card, they'll have to pay the processing.
just wanted to make sure that,
Yeah, good.
Would that be true for the campground and boat launch as well?
Well, I think we can get there, because those are two separate agenda items, so we should probably discuss those, but.
Yeah, no, I was just.
No, I get it, but let's
Yeah.
finish up this part of it. Did you have a question for them?
Yeah, they take electronics now. Does that been tracked by the type of electronics?
It
Computer versus television versus?
it can.
It could, we probably won't.
That might be valuable, but.
I currently have it set up that way. So you
Okay,
can press like, if
Okay.
it was a small electronics, if it was a mattress, if it was a large electronics, or
okay.
whatever the breakdown was on the website, that's what I went.
Yeah, we have to change the pricing now, because it's all $5 for the electronics, so.
Because the data, all of that, I think we use.
All right. Do we have any more questions for them? At the moment, okay. So let's do the QR code at the boat launch and campground, because that's a Parks and Lands basically issue, so. What do we have there? Discussion, motions?
Well, I'd make a motion that we proceed with using the QR code at the boat launch and the Cisco campground.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, the motion is made and seconded. Is Parks and Lands Committee gonna take care of, you're gonna deal with them with pricing, signs?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We'll do that.
So the motion is made and seconded to move forward with the QR code at the boat launch on Cisco Campground. Is there more discussion? All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, say aye. No opposed. All right, the new payment system at the recycle center.
I'll move that we use the new payment system for the recycle center.
Okay, the motion is made and seconded to use the new payment system at the recycle center. As far as discussion goes, to clear up what we kind of just said, cash will still be the price that it's set at, and there will be additional charges for what we just talked about, the credit card fee, the service fee. So we're on the same page.
Yes.
Okay. Was there any more discussion? And you guys will handle
Yeah, Tasha.
setting it up how you want?
Tasha and I'll make sure that we work with Brent and Whitney and it'll be just fine.
All right. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say aye. There is no opposed. All right, cell tower on town land. I just put this on here so we can officially close it. At least I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna do. But everybody got the email that Tim had sent out that, well, I don't know, maybe you had sent it to us. No?
I didn't get it.
This was like 2 months ago. We were going back and forth about it, but basically, most of, especially the whole point and a lot of cornucopia is in a zone that would not allow a cell phone tower because of the airport. It's too tall.
It's 10, I mean, from the research I did, it's 10,000 feet. You can't have a tower over 255 feet within 10,000 feet of a runway.
Well, this is what, more than that, it's up to, I mean, that one, there's different zones, but I think the biggest one they recommended not going into was, I don't know, at least a mile or something like that.
10,000 feet is almost too much.
That's too long.
Oh, okay. But whatever, the safety zones are fairly big, but that, I had correspondence with the cell tower people, and I told them that because of that, there's almost no way it's gonna happen there, but, and that was a while ago, I don't know, sent on the information that I think Jesse has there, but it's the map and the recommendation from the aviation people that it's not allowed there, so I already shared that with the people looking to build a tower company, but I thought we should make an official decision, since it was brought up to do more information gathering on it. I would make a motion that we deny any cell tower on town land.
The town of Bell owns a parcel at the intersection of Clemic Road and Highway 13. Would they consider that as an alternate spot?
I don't think so. They were up there because it was on top of the hill.
Yeah, but the problem we're having here in town is we're below the hill. The signal goes over us most of the time. We're too close, you know. I mean, it'd be great for people on the point, but they can already see the tower of casinos from the recycle center on the point. It's people that are sitting down in the hole, like Cornucopia, Blueberry Lane, Romans Point.
Well, I made a motion. Is anybody gonna second it or not? Okay. All right, sorry, continue.
But I mean, if the town owns the property, I would ask them if they would consider it. Just to see if they would, bite off on it.
That wasn't in their area that they were looking to build in.
Yeah, looking at the benefit of, putting it out there, 3/4 of the Lake Superior would get the coverage. What's not getting coverage right now is downtown, but I don't think it would help even having the tower that elevated that high. We'd still be lower.
In Herbster, they put that tower at an elevation very similar to that. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the base of a hill either, but I would say it's up to them to contact us if they want a different location. As of now, that's what they asked for and that's what I'm responding to, so I'm sticking with my motion. More discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. There's no opposed. All right, Paul, we have, short-term rental application approvals.
Yes, the short-term rental committee met and we reviewed 4 applications and found them to be complete, and money came in, and so we're going to recommend that the Anderson, Ogren, Govea, and Martin short-term rentals be approved.
I'll second that.
The motion is made and seconded. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. Was there a
Yes,
second thing?
and just a couple of things. So now we're up to 19 in the town of Bell. 19 short-term rentals are approved. We got 3 and too late for this meeting. So there's be at least 3 more that we will be reviewing and probably approving in June because they're renewals. And those are pretty straightforward. So we're down from where we were 2 years ago and even last year. Another thing came up is that Lacey Leafs owns 2 STRs, one on Blueberry Patch Road and one out on Highway 13, and she sold the one on Highway 13. And she's asked if we would give her a refund on her $500 because she's not going to be using it as an STR. And so we kind of went round and round at the meeting about that. You know, it's, business people take risks all the time and stuff, but we ultimately decided to offer her a $250 refund, half of her money back. But we figured we should get board approval to do that. So I'll move that we give Lacey Leith a $250 refund since she's no longer operating her STR.
I'll second.
The motion is made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say aye. There's no opposed.
We'll have to watch what address we send that to. Because we send it to the, that she doesn't own it anymore, she won't get it, so probably the Lenawee Road address for her.
You know, there was a problem with her address because something came back. I'll make certain.
Okay. I just,
Just
we'll
leave
be
it-
careful.
Yeah. well,
The
I'll
blueberry,
check
the
it.
blueberry lane one would probably be just okay.
So I'll cut the check and refund that to her then.
Great, thank you.
All right, then we had the idea of a potential webmaster position. Paul, that was your idea.
Yeah, I'm in way over my head. This is crazy. And what's happening is the guy who built our website, Jonas, is wonderful. I highly recommend to anybody who wants a website, but there are just simple little things that someone who knew what they were doing on a website could do, and I can't do that. Okay, I can create an event and I can post a post, but now we have to change the pages for the recycle center because we have the e-cycling now. I have no idea how to do that. And so I have to send it to Jonas. And I'm not sure what his hourly wage is, but I suspect it's $75 to $100 an hour to do that kind of work. The other thing, now we're gonna have the SDR, the payments for SDRs could probably come online. He's ready for a Dropbox so that everybody can drop their whole application in online. They don't have to mail it in, and we're gonna take money electronically. And I'm in way over my head. And frankly, I'm not gonna be on the town board forever either. So I think the town needs to take a look at creating a webmaster position. It could be a contract position or it could be an employee. That I don't care. I just want us to start thinking about that, because in the long run, it would save us some money to have a webmaster as opposed, and Jonas, he's been really good to us and everything, but this is really a waste of his time too, to go in there and make these simple little changes.
So I'm sure there's people in town that have, the abilities to do that. I know Andrew's already an employee of ours, but, you know, this is a whole separate thing, so. Anyway, I just want us to think about that. And, you know, and we can kind of look at what a webmaster would need to do and what, how many hours a week we're looking at and things like that. You know, I don't, you know, and I'll continue to post events and postings and things like that, but, you know, we're gonna have to hire Jonas to change our recycle center pages to reflect the new pricing. And that will cost us probably at least $100. So, I just think we should look at that.
All right. So we should probably just put on next month's meeting as well or do you
Yeah.
want to wait longer?
Well, I don't know, maybe we should, boy, I hate the idea of creating a committee, but maybe we should talk to a few people about a job description and what we would think would be involved in being a webmaster and how long
How
we
many
think it would
hours?
take and stuff like that. You know, I don't, there's no reason that Judy can't keep posting the Parks and Lands minutes like she has been and the agenda. She's doing that. And then Kenny is sending me the stuff. I mean, again, that's real easy. That's not a big deal. We've got RD up to date on the calendar for using this building, so we can still do some of that. But when we need to make changes internally, that's when we're in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in job descriptions and continuity, like you're talking about, because you're not gonna be here forever, and none of us are. And I think we need to establish I mean, this is gonna be an ongoing thing, you know, I mean, websites are not going away. You know, now that we got a functional one, we need to do something about it.
Are you suggesting that Andrew could help with it?
Well, we can't just give Andrew the job, I don't think.
No.
Yeah,
Opposed
you're
to.
right, job description.
But he might be able to help us with the right job description. I think probably Brent Whitney could help us with the job description too, you know.
Yeah.
I know what I've been doing, so I should probably be on that committee.
Do you want to form a committee to do it?
I don't, but I think we have to.
You just did.
Do you want to be on it, Gordy? You don't have to. Brent or Whitney, would you
I don't
do that with me?
You need somebody more knowledgeable than me.
I can definitely help with that.
Okay,
He's your guy.
okay. And then should we get one more person or is it a two-person committee enough?
I think I'll leave that up to you.
Well, Brent and I will get together. If we need more help, we'll ask for it. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Brent.
All right, sounds good. So just let me know when you want something on the agenda. And we'll go from there. All right. Thank you for volunteering for another committee.
I'm only the honor.
All right, so we have to set the date for the Board of Review, Tuesday, January 9th, 2026 at 7 PM. That's our next monthly board meeting. We won't have the information for the Board of Review yet, but we have to set it, I don't know, by when?
It has to be, I think it's the second or third Tuesday in June, according to statute, so the meeting of the Parliament, we will open it and basically adjourn until we have our assessment roll, which will be later this year because we are having a total reval done in the town.
So we will just open that and close it basically until we have all the information. But that is the date set for the Board review is June 9th, 2026 at 7 PM. And that is all we have for the agenda. Do we have any public comments? No public comments. How about a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
I'll second
There
it.
a second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Mike. Hey,
Congratulations.
Mike. Mike.
Congratulations on breakfast. Even though I said it was going to be by the time I got. I was thinking at the time that was there another one? I'm going to ask.